Hey there, it's Tony, welcome on in. Georgie's gorgeous gifts, let's begin. We're painting the skies with resin dreams. Froggy Friday crew, we're the team. Dirt and Lula, Tim and Karen too. Lisa's got the spark, we've got the glue. Jumping in together, big laughs to pursue. Froggy Friday vibes, it's what we do.
Hi and welcome back to my favourite day of the week. It's Froggy Friday and today we're going to be making some Christmassy themed frogs. So we're going to be doing a snowman frog inspired by cobnuts and tuppence. So I can't take credit for that idea because that is all hers. I will link the video down in the description below. So the other one I'm going to do is inspired by that one, but it's a Father Christmas frog. So I'm starting off here with some polymer clay and I'm trying to make a barrier so that we can pop the red bottoms for the Santa Claus in the bottom of this frog. So this is just normal polymer clay, and as you can see here, I am just literally building a dam and making sure that it comes above the mould so that there's not going to be any spillage. And then I've got my resin here. Like I said, we just want to be filling in the bottom, and I'm going to be adding this holographic red glitter to the resin, but I'm also going to be using clear Elmer's glue just to thicken it up and to stop all the glitter from sinking. I'm popping in just 2 tiny drops of the Elmer's glue, giving that a mix, and then adding the glitter. Now this is a great trick invented by Daniel Cooper, I believe, and it stops your glitter from sinking. So this works with chunky glitter and this light holographic glitter, and it's a really good idea. So I'm just mixing the glitter in thoroughly. It is a bit more difficult to mix in because it's so thick and gloopy, so make sure you give it a good stir, and then we're going to pop it into the bottom half of this frog. So I'm filling it right the way up to the top. You can see it is incredibly gloopy and sticky, so it is a bit more difficult to work with, and I'm just dragging it out to the legs. The trickiest part of this was actually the legs and the toes. Trying to get something that's this thick into them little gaps was really difficult. So I did have to take my time, but as you can see here, I'm just easing it gently into both of the back feet. The silly thing is that after I'd poured it this far, I realised that the polymer clay wasn't quite high enough, and then I need it to be quite a bit higher than the mould, just in case we have any overspill, because I wanted to fill the mould right to the top. So I'm just adding a little bit more polymer clay and using a stick just to blend it all together so it's not just going to fall off. And this works really well as a barrier. I found it the best thing to use. So I'm just topping the rest of the frog up right to the top, and then we leave that to cure. Now my idea for this one is to create a red bottom, a red top, and I was unsure as to whether to pop the middle part black for his belt or white and then just add a little belt onto it. But then I will be adding clay details to the front to make him look like Santa. So we're going to give him a beard and a little hat and a little face. So that's the idea anyway. Whether it'll work or not is a completely different story. And at this point of the voiceover, I still don't know whether it worked. So after this is fully cured, this is the following day, and we're ready to take off the polymer clay. You can see here that while it was curing, I did in fact pop something into it just to make it slightly rounded, because I didn't want the belt to be exactly sort of straight. I wanted it to go round his body, and I felt that this was the best way to do that. Pulling out this polymer clay was relatively easy. I was umming and ahhing as to whether to take it out the mould to remove it, because I wanted to pop the top half in, but obviously needed the bottom half still. So at this point, I've decided to keep it in the mould. So I'm just scraping all the polymer clay away, and then we're going to add what I thought was going to be a barrier, only this time we're going to use like a bung rather than a barrier. So I'm just cleaning out the rest of the frog to make sure that we haven't got any excess polymer clay in the bottom, and then we're using the same piece just to put like a wedge in between both bits. And because I left this to dry naturally, I can still use the same bit of clay. So I'm just moulding it into the shape I want and making it quite thin, and then we're popping it into the frog. Now I decided, rather than just separating it with a barrier, I was just going to make the shape of the belt that I wanted and then pour the rest of the resin into it. So we've just got that thin small gap around the middle. So I'm just pressing in all the polymer clay making sure that it's the width that I want it. This does take a fair bit of fiddling and messing about, but I'm hoping that it's going to be worth it at the end. So now we have half separated once again, and I'm mixing up some more resin. This has been through the Resiner's electric dual mixer and then through my degassing machine. Why I bother putting it in the degassing machine, I don't know. If I'm popping glitter in it, it doesn't really matter if there's bubbles in it. But anyway, we've done it. It's a whole process now. So I'm just putting 100ml into this cup, and then this time I'm only popping 1 drop of the Elmer's glue into it and giving that a good mix. As you can see, in no time at all it turns to that gloopy stage, and we're going to be adding some more red glitter to this like we did with the last half. So after making sure that the Elmer's glue is all mixed into the resin, I add my glitter again. Now these are pots from the works, I believe, and they were only a couple of pound a pot, but the glitter itself is absolutely gorgeous. I've got all the Christmassy colours, so you'll see this a lot on my channel in the run up to Christmas. So I'm just making sure once again that the glitter is all mixed in. Now I've said this before on my channel, that with dry inclusion, so whether it be glitter or flowers or sand, it doesn't matter how much you put in, the resin will always cure. There is no ratio for dry inclusions. It's only for any wet pigments. So once again, I'm just topping up the other side of the frog and making sure that we're all in the legs. And I get my stick and pop it underneath its chin because that's the area where we're likely to get the bubbles, as we all know if you've made these frogs. And then once again, dragging it into the frog's legs and toes, making sure that it's all the way to the top and in all them little toes once again. Again, this is probably the bit that takes the longest time. So after making sure the mould is full, I then go in with my cocktail stick this time and just go individually into each toe just to make sure that the resin's going all the way down to the bottom. And you'll generally find that if you're using Elmer's glue, you do have to do this stage because I was in fact popping a bubble on every single one of these toes. And I'm also going underneath the neck once again and making sure that there's no air bubbles underneath the chin. And then I leave that to cure overnight. So this again is the next day. The only time I can work is at night, so it has to be done in stages. So I was unsure whether I was going to take this frog out of the mould. So I attempted to take the polymer clay out with the 2 halves still in. This proved to be slightly more difficult than I first anticipated that it would be. So yeah, after eventually managing to get it out, I do decide to take the frog out of the mould itself because I didn't want all the polymer clay going underneath the 2 pieces. So you can see here I'm just taking off the rest of the clay. So now we have the 2 halves of the frog. It's probably a good job I did this because the belt would have been way too thick as it was anyway. So I'm just getting my sandpaper and giving this a good sand. I am using a 240 grit, and with sandpaper, the lower the number, the rougher the sandpaper is. So I needed quite a rough one for this because where the clay had been, it had left lots of lumps and bumps. And you can see here that they match up quite well. So now it's time to fill in the middle bit. So I sped this bit up for you because I don't in fact end up using the air dry clay that I'm attempting to use here because it was just falling apart and the belt was way too thick. So I decided to stick the 2 halves together using UV resin to begin with and then fill it with polymer clay in the colour that I wanted it. You can see here I first start to pour it onto the mat and realise that when I turn the light on it's going to stick to the mat and ruin my mat. So I do in fact grab just a plastic sheet and pop it underneath before I cure it. So once again I'm just holding these together, pouring the UV resin into the middle and then curing it. I do this a couple of times just to build up the layers and the excess is running onto the sheeting. As it's curing, I do pick the frog up so that it doesn't run onto any of the other bits of the frog and the underneath. And then I put a layer of UV resin on the bottom of the frog to try and stop and secure it a bit more there and stop it from falling apart. I've then got some black polymer clay and I'm pushing it into the gap. I'm making like a belt effectively. So I have sped this bit up for you because, yeah, this did take a while. and the video was long enough as it was. And then to give it a little bit more detail, I'm just adding like a little belt buckle here that we're going to be popping like a little snowflake on to give it a bit more detail. At this point, I'm still winging it. So we're going for the hat, and for this one, again, because it's a Santa's hat, we're going for the red, and I'm literally just popping the polymer clay over the top of this frog's face to make a little beanie hat for him, making sure that I go all the way round and that it's quite secure. But the next stage is to pop the little white band on to make it look more like a Santa's hat, and this is in fact white Fimo clay that I actually ordered at 11 o'clock last night for it to turn up today for me to be able to finish the video, because the air dry clay wasn't as white as I wanted it to be. So after popping the white rim around the hat, we're now going to pop the little bobble on. And for this I'm using some cotton wool, and I've just ripped a little bit off. I do in fact change my mind after trying to fix it with the UV resin, because that wasn't quite working. So I dropped a little bit of B7000 onto the end of this clay and then dropped the little ball of cotton wool onto the end. And then I leave that to fully dry for about 5 minutes. Now I did attempt to put cotton wool onto his arms like this clay here, but it just didn't look right. I couldn't get it to stick properly, so we're going to use the Fimo white clay again, just to go around all 4 of his legs, just so that it looks like he's got a little coat on. Because this took a while, I have sped this bit up for you. I'm also decorating with a little bit of cotton wool his beard, and for this we're using the B7000 just to stick the beard on, and then we're going to add 2 little eyes. For the eyes I'm just using 2 pieces of white clay with a little bit of black clay in the middle for the black dots. And then for his nose, we've given him a nice red nose with, again, some of the cheap polymer clay. And I'm just sticking this directly onto the frog. I'm not gluing it down at all, not yet. I do in fact go over his eyes and nose with a bit of UV resin and cure that, just to secure them on. And then I'm finishing it off with just a little bit of cotton wool around the bottom of the rim of his hat, just to give it that little bit of extra detail. And I think he's looking really, really cute. And considering I was winging it all the way through, I think he's turned out really well. Let me know in the comments what you think. Now on to the second frog, which is the snowman frog. So, like I said, this one was inspired by Cobnut and Tuppence, and her little snow frog was really, really cute. So, of course, I had to give it a go once I'd started the Santa frog. I've mixed up some more resin and popped 2 more drops of Elmer's glue into it, and repeating the whole process, but this time I'm using some white holographic sparkly glitter, and again mixing it all up, making sure that it's all mixed. And you can see here how difficult it is with the resin being so thick. It doesn't combine as well as it would do without it. So once it was fully mixed, and then pouring it into the entire frog. With this one we are just going to fill the whole frog with this glitter, and then we're going to decorate the outside. So again, same as the first one, we're doing exactly the same process, dragging it out into the feet, making sure that there's no air bubbles in all his little toes, because it's honestly heartbreaking when them toes come off when you demould it. So this time I'm using a proper silicone tool for the job, because I was a bit panicky about my cocktail stick scratching this mould, because I really do like it, even though I've got 3 of them. So I'm just topping it all the way to the top and then letting it fully cure. So this has been in my G3 machine, so it's cured in about an hour and a half. And I'm just easing out the little toes in order to demould this frog. Now, if you've seen any of my other Froggy Friday videos, you'll know that I'm a bit fanatical and a bit fussy over the way I demould these frogs. Again, because I'm petrified that the toes are going to come off. So I remove each foot bit by bit, and then take off the back legs, and then we remove the front half. Now for this one, I do actually wish that I'd have done a white. I will pop pictures up at the end of a different one that I did that was pure white, and I think that turned out a little bit better rather than the sparkly one. While I'm taking an age to demould this, I just want to take this opportunity to say that this is part of the Froggy Friday collaboration. run by the beautiful people in the intro, as well as some fabulous artists. So the playlist is linked in the description as well as at the end. So hop over, excuse the pun, and take a look at the rest of the playlist once you've watched this video. There are lots of Froggy projects of art mediums of all kinds, not just resin. So I'm sure whatever you're into, you'll find something that you'll love. So I'm just removing the overspill from this piece, and this is relatively easy. I'm just grabbing it with my nail and pushing it through. I do get a cocktail stick and just push all the smaller bits through, just to clean the toes up, but this is only a really thin bit of resin. So after making sure it was completely tidy, it's now time to decorate it. Now for this, again, I'm using polymer clay. So we're going to pop his little buttons on first. So I'm using some black, the cheap polymer clay, just attaching it directly to the resin. I haven't glued it down. And then we've got some red polymer clay, and we're going to make a little scarf for him. Now to do this, I've just cut a little bit off and rolled it into just a sausage shape. And then I do exactly the same with the green. But before I show you how I combine them, for some reason I had the random thought of popping these little snowflakes onto these buttons. I do in fact end up gluing these on. Now that's actually a little bit of insight into what goes on in my head, because I'm doing one thing and then my eye catches something and I've got to do that. Anyway, I digress. So for some reason I can't find my rolling pin, so I'm using just a glue stick just to combine these two together. The idea is to have green, red, and that pattern all the way through the scarf. So I have sped this bit up for you, but all I'm doing once it's flat is I've cut them into little rectangles and then pop them side by side but alternate colours. So I'm swapping the colours every time I put a new piece. Then roll that out to make sure that that all was combined. Then slice that in half to make two parts of the scarf. So I've folded the one bit in half and then wrapped it around his neck, making sure that it's really secure. Then grab the second half, and in order to make two parts of the scarf, I've cut that in half. And then attaching the one bit so that he's got a bit coming down his stomach, and giving it some detail by just using a little knife to create the little fringes on his scarf. Now for some reason this bit didn't film, but I have in fact just dropped another piece, that bottom piece, on like his scarf is floating in the wind, or at least got some sort of definition of form to it other than just being straight flat. And I'm cutting the same detail into the end of this to make it look like the other side where it's all fringed. It was then time to pop the hat on, and we do exactly the same as we did with the previous frog, and just attached the green polymer clay to the head, and then used what was left of the stripy clay just to give it a little band so it looks like the bottom of his hat. I did use my silicone tool to go in to blend the two together, and I wanted the hat just a little bit bigger, so I'm just adding some more green polymer clay and then again using my silicone tool to blend. So for the last few bits, which is his face, I'm using polymer clay for his eyes, little black eyes, and then I'm using some orange polymer clay for his little carrot nose. At this point I'm not actually sticking it down, but after I've popped on all the bits, I do in fact pop a little bit of UV resin like we did on the Santafrog onto his eyes and his nose just to fix them in place. And then I pop that underneath my UV lamp to cure. And after popping this in my air fryer for about 6 minutes, the clay is now solid, so I'm just adding the little bauble onto the end of his hat. Now for this I'm using some cotton wool and some glue, and then I leave that to dry. So there we have it, two little frogs. So all that's left is for me to leave you with some glamour photos. I've been Tony from Georgie's Gorgeous Gifts. Stay safe, happy crafting, and bye for now.
Lisa's got the spark, we've got the glue. Jumping in together, big laughs to pursue. Froggy Friday vibes, it's what we do. Crafting frogs in colors so bright, shapes and textures day and night. Art that leaps and art that spins, every piece where magic begins. Dirt and